Welcome, and thank you for choosing to join us here. It is a pleasure to share these quiet moments with you, moments found amidst the journeys of the wanderer. My name is Silas, and like you, I appreciate the stillness one can discover when slowing down and truly observing the world around us. Before reaching this corner of the globe, my travels have taken me to places like vibrant Barcelona, the canals of Amsterdam, and even the desert landscapes beyond Dubai, each leaving its own unique imprint on my journey. But now, the wanderer has carried me to a new destination, a city nestled in the Pacific Northwest, where the air itself feels different. Here in Seattle, the scent of evergreens and the call of distant foghorns drift on the breeze, promising a landscape where water meets mountain in a tranquil embrace. We will explore bustling markets, awakening in the soft morning light, and experience the gentle rocking of ferries across expansive sounds. We will wander through hidden gardens on peaceful islands and discover natural escapes tucked within the urban heart. This journey, like all my journeys, is an invitation to pause and notice, to feel the cool dampness of the Seattle air, to hear the distant cries of seagulls, to observe the intricate patterns of waves upon the water. It is about finding serenity in the everyday and sharing those moments of peace with you. If you find yourself drawn to these gentle explorations and enjoy these tranquil soundscapes, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to the channel, so we may continue to travel and discover these quiet corners of the world together. Chapter 1. Puget Sound Approach. The train glides smoothly along the tracks, a gentle rhythm that soothes and stills the mind. Outside the window, the landscape unfolds in a panorama of greens and blues, the colors soft and muted under a hazy sky. I watch as islands of deep green drift past, each one a miniature world unto itself. Evergreen trees crowd the shores, their silhouettes sharp against the water. The air feels different here, cleaner, carrying a hint of salt and damp earth. Puget Sound stretches out before us, a vast expanse of water reflecting the sky above. The surface is calm, barely disturbed by ripples, mirroring the quietness within me. Distant foghorns sound their low, mournful calls, adding a layer of gentle melancholy to the atmosphere. The sound travels across the water, a reminder of the maritime nature of this place. I lean my head against the cool glass of the window, simply observing the passing scenery. My journey across the continent has been long, yet it has felt timeless, marked by the gentle sway of the train and the ever-changing landscapes. Each sunrise and sunset viewed from the carriage window has been a meditation, a moment to simply be present. The movement of the train encourages a slower pace of thought, a letting go of urgency and rush. I find myself anticipating the arrival in Seattle, a city I have only imagined until now. There is a sense of anticipation building, a quiet excitement for the unknown experiences that await. I wonder about the city, its character, and the subtle rhythms of life that pulse within it. Will it hold the same sense of peace I find in these natural landscapes? I hope to discover moments of stillness even amidst the urban setting. The journey itself is as important as the destination, a truth I always try to remember. The train curves gently, bringing a new vista into view. More islands appear, some larger now, hinting at human presence with small houses nestled among the trees. The water becomes wider, opening up to reveal more of the vast expanse of Puget Sound. The air grows cooler as we move closer to the coast, a refreshing change after the warmer inland regions. I breathe deeply, drawing in the fresh, clean air of the Pacific Northwest. The light softens further as the sun begins to dip lower in the sky, casting long shadows across the water. The colors deepen, the greens becoming richer, the blues more intense. A soft mist begins to gather near the shoreline, adding a touch of mystery to the scene. It feels like nature is preparing for the quietude of evening, a gentle transition into rest. This peacefulness is what I seek and often find on these journeys. I close my eyes for a moment, simply listening to the sounds around me, the rhythmic clatter of the train on the tracks, the distant foghorns, the soft rush of wind. These sounds are comforting, familiar companions on these long journeys. They weave a tapestry of gentle noise that allows the mind to relax and wander. Soon, the train will arrive in Seattle, and a new chapter of exploration will begin. Opening my eyes again, I see the first hints of city life appearing on the horizon, the faint outlines of buildings, a subtle change in the density of lights. The vastness of the water remains, yet the presence of the city is undeniable, a promise of human activity and stories waiting to be uncovered. I feel a sense of gentle anticipation and quiet readiness for what Seattle holds. The journey is nearing its destination, and a new exploration is about to unfold. Chapter 2. King Street Station. The train begins to slow its pace, a gentle deceleration that signals our arrival at the station. The rhythmic clatter of the wheels softens, transforming into a quieter, almost hushed sound. Through the window, I see the grand arches of King Street Station coming into view, a structure of brick and stone. There is a sense of anticipation that subtly rises within me as the train eases to a complete stop. The journey by rail is ending for now, but a new journey within the city is about to begin. The doors of the carriage open with a soft hiss, inviting me to step onto the platform. I take a breath of the air. It feels cool and slightly damp, carrying a faint scent of rain and city dust. The light within the station is muted, filtered through the high-arched windows above. Sounds are softened here too, a gentle hum of voices and the distant echoing footsteps of other travelers. There is a stillness in the air, a calmness that permeates the grand space. King Street Station is a beautiful building, a testament to a different era of travel. The brickwork is warm in tone, detailed with intricate patterns and textures. High-arched windows let in diffused light, creating long shadows that stretch across the platform. The ceiling soars above, supported by massive columns that speak of strength and permanence. It feels like stepping into a space that has witnessed countless journeys and welcomes many more. I disembark slowly, my footsteps echoing softly on the platform as I walk. Around me, other passengers are also making their way off the train, each with their own purpose and destination. There is a quiet efficiency to their movements, a lack of hurriedness that mirrors my own pace. The sounds of rolling suitcases and soft conversations create a gentle background hum, not overwhelming, but simply present. I observe the subtle details of their clothing, their expressions, each a fleeting story in itself. Exiting the station, I step out into the Seattle air, and the city unfolds before me. The sky is overcast, a soft gray that diffuses the light and lends a muted palette to the urban landscape. The sounds of the city are present, but not overwhelming the distant murmur of traffic, the occasional bus braking, the soft voices of passers-by. There is a sense of spaciousness here, even within the city, a feeling that the air is allowed to breathe. The atmosphere outside the station is calm, a gentle urban rhythm that is not hurried or frantic. A light breeze whispers through the streets, carrying the scent of evergreens and the distant tang of the sea. The buildings around the station are a mix of old and new, brick structures alongside modern glass facades. There is a sense of history intertwined with contemporary life, a blend of eras coexisting peacefully. It feels like a city that values both its past and its present moment. I begin my walk towards the hotel, following the directions I had noted earlier. My pace is slow, unhurried, allowing me to observe the details of the streets around me. I notice the way the light reflects off the wet pavement, the vibrant green of the trees lining the sidewalks, and the small shops and cafes beginning to stir to life. Each step is a mindful movement, a way to connect with the place and the present moment. There is a quiet sense of contentment settling within me as I walk through these Seattle streets. Despite being in a city, a feeling of peace prevails, a calmness that seems to emanate from the very air. I anticipate exploring this city at my own gentle pace, uncovering its subtle charms and finding moments of stillness amidst its urban rhythm. This feels like a place where tranquility can be found if one simply takes the time to look and listen. Chapter 3: Waterfront Hotel. The hotel stands quietly near the waterfront, its facade unassuming yet welcoming. Stepping inside, the lobby is softly lit, creating a warm and tranquil atmosphere. The air is hushed, a gentle contrast to the city sounds just outside the doors. A subtle scent of fresh flowers drifts through the space, adding a touch of natural calmness. I check in at the front desk, the process smooth and effortless, reflecting the peaceful ambiance. A promise of quietude and rest hangs in the air, inviting me to relax. The room is located on an upper floor, and as I enter, I am immediately drawn to the window. Pulling back the curtains reveals a wide expanse of Elliott Bay, stretching out towards the horizon. The water is a soft gray-blue under the overcast sky, mirroring the colors above. Ferries move slowly across the sound, leaving gentle wakes that ripple and fade. The view is expansive and calming, drawing the eye and soothing the mind. Stepping closer to the window, I open it slightly, letting in the fresh air from the bay. The sounds of the city become more muted, replaced by the gentle sounds of the water and distant seagulls. A cool breeze drifts in, carrying a hint of salt and the faint scent of the sea. The air feels clean and invigorating, washing away any lingering sense of travel fatigue. The connection to the water is immediate and grounding. Turning away from the view momentarily, I take in the details of the hotel room itself. It is simply furnished, prioritizing comfort and functionality over elaborate decor. The colors are neutral and calming, soft blues and grays that complement the view outside. A comfortable chair sits near the window, inviting moments of quiet contemplation. Everything in the room seems designed to promote a sense of peace and ease. I unpack my bag slowly, placing my belongings in the drawers and closet. The act of unpacking feels like a settling in, a gentle claiming of this space as temporary home. Each movement is deliberate and unhurried, a continuation of the slow pace of the train journey. Organizing my things brings a sense of order and calm, mirroring the quiet order of the room itself. There is a simple pleasure in these small, mindful tasks. After unpacking, I return to the window seat and settle into the comfortable chair. The view of Elliott Bay continues to hold my attention, a constantly shifting canvas of water and sky. The ferries move with a steady rhythm, their white forms contrasting against the darker water. Seagulls circle overhead, their cries echoing softly in the distance, a natural soundtrack to the scene. The movement of the water is mesmerizing, a constant yet gentle flow. I close my eyes for a moment, listening to the sounds of the waterfront, the gentle lapping of water against pilings, the distant calls of the seagulls, the soft breeze whispering through the air. These sounds are soothing and rhythmic, creating a natural lullaby that eases the mind. There is a deep sense of peace in simply being present in this space, surrounded by these gentle sensory details. The city feels far away, though it is just beyond the window. Opening my eyes again, I feel a sense of quiet contentment and relaxation wash over me. The waterfront hotel room provides a peaceful haven, a space to rest and rejuvenate before exploring the city further. The gentle breezes of Seattle seem to drift in through the open window, carrying with them a sense of calm and tranquility. This is a good place to begin, a peaceful starting point for my exploration of Seattle. Chapter 4: Pike Place Market morning. The morning light is still soft as I step out of the hotel and begin my walk towards Pike Place Market. The air feels cool and fresh, carrying a hint of dampness from the overnight mist. The streets are quiet at this early hour, with only a few people beginning their day. There is a gentle stillness that pervades the city before the full rush of activity begins. I appreciate this quieter time, a moment to observe the city awakening at its own pace. My footsteps echo softly on the wet pavement as I approach the market. As I get closer to Pike Place Market, a subtle shift in the atmosphere becomes noticeable. The sounds of the city begin to mingle with new sounds, the murmur of voices, the clatter of crates being moved, and the distant calls of vendors. The air becomes filled with a mixture of aromas, fresh fish mingling with the sweet scent of flowers and brewing coffee. There is a sense of anticipation building in the air, a feeling of energy slowly gathering. The market is beginning to stir, preparing for the day ahead. Entering Pike Place Market, I am immediately drawn to the fish market section, a vibrant and bustling area even at this early hour. Fishmongers are arranging their displays, ice glistening on the fresh catches of the day. The air is filled with the distinct, salty scent of the sea, a reminder of the proximity to the ocean. Their movements are efficient and practiced as they prepare their stalls for the morning crowds. The sounds of their voices calling out to each other resonate through the market. Moving further into the market, I reach the flower stalls, a sudden burst of color and fragrance. Vibrant bouquets are arranged in buckets, displaying a kaleidoscope of hues and shapes. The air here is sweet and floral, a welcome contrast to the saltiness of the fish market. Vendors are carefully misting the blooms, ensuring their freshness and vibrant appearance. The delicate petals unfurl, showcasing nature's artistry in every blossom. The beauty of the flowers is captivating in the soft morning light. Continuing my slow walk, I come to the fruit and vegetable stalls, overflowing with produce of all kinds. The colors are rich and earthy, from deep reds and oranges to vibrant greens and yellows. The textures are varied, smooth skins of apples next to the rough surfaces of root vegetables. The aromas here are fresh and earthy, mingling with the sweetness of ripe fruit. Vendors are arranging their displays, creating visually appealing pyramids of produce. The abundance and variety of the market are truly impressive. Seeking a moment of quiet, I find a smaller coffee stall tucked away from the busier sections. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee is inviting, a comforting and familiar scent. I order a pastry and a cup of coffee, the process simple and peaceful. The barista moves with a gentle rhythm, preparing my order with care and quiet efficiency. I take my coffee and pastry and find a spot slightly away from the main flow of market activity. Settling down with my coffee and pastry, I observe the market waking up around me. More people begin to arrive, vendors and customers alike, slowly increasing the energy and activity. The sounds of conversations grow slightly louder, mingling with the calls of vendors and the general hum of the market. The early morning light filters through the market structures, creating soft shadows and highlights. There is a gentle energy building, a sense of life unfolding in its own natural rhythm. Sipping my warm coffee and savoring the pastry, I feel a sense of peaceful contentment. The Pike Place Market in the early morning is a sensory experience, a gentle awakening of the senses. The sights, sounds, and smells of the market create a unique atmosphere, a blend of vibrancy and calm. It is a pleasure to witness this daily ritual of the city, the market coming to life with its own unique rhythm. This quiet observation feels like a good way to begin the day in Seattle. Chapter 5. Ferry to Bainbridge Island. The walk to the ferry terminal from Pike Place Market is a pleasant stroll along the waterfront path. The air feels fresh against my skin, carrying the invigorating scent of salt and open water. The sounds of the city are present, yet they seem to soften as I approach the docks. Seagulls circle overhead, their distinctive cries echoing across the expanse of the bay, adding a nautical touch. There is a sense of gentle anticipation within me for the journey across Puget Sound. The ferry to Bainbridge Island beckons, promising tranquil island views. Reaching the ferry terminal, the large white and blue vessel comes into clear view, a substantial presence against the gray sky. It rests patiently at the dock, awaiting passengers, a promise of passage across the water. People are beginning to gather and board, moving with a calm and unhurried rhythm that matches my own. The atmosphere is orderly and peaceful, devoid of any sense of rush or urgency. I join the gentle flow of passengers, walking towards the boarding ramp with anticipation. The ferry feels like a vessel of calm transport. Stepping aboard the ferry, I choose to head directly to the outer decks, wanting to fully immerse myself in the experience of being on the water. The air feels immediately different out here, cooler and carrying a stronger salty tang. The wind picks up gently, whispering past my ears and creating a refreshing breeze. The hum of the ferry engines is a low, constant vibration that can be felt through the deck. I find a spot on a sturdy bench, positioning myself to face the receding Seattle skyline. As the ferry slowly departs from the dock, the movement is almost imperceptible at first, a subtle gliding sensation. Then, gradually, the shoreline begins to drift away, and the cityscape of Seattle starts to reveal itself from a new perspective. The iconic Space Needle stands tall, a slender white spire against the muted tones of the sky, shrinking slowly. The cluster of downtown buildings forms a defined silhouette against the backdrop of hills. The city transforms as the distance grows, becoming a vista to admire. The ferry moves steadily across the water, a smooth and rhythmic motion that is inherently calming. Puget Sound stretches out around us, a vast expanse of gray-blue under the overcast sky, meeting the horizon in a seamless blend. The wind becomes more noticeable now, a consistent presence that whips gently at my clothes and hair. The sounds of the ferry engines become a constant low drone, blending with the wind and the water's subtle sounds. Being surrounded by water creates a sense of spaciousness and freedom. Turning my gaze back towards Seattle, the city now appears smaller, more contained within the larger landscape of water and sky. The islands scattered throughout the sound become more distinct, verdant green shapes rising from the water's surface. The water itself is not still, but alive with subtle movement, small waves catching the diffused light. The vastness of Puget Sound is truly expansive, reaching out in every direction, a humbling vista. The separation from the city offers a quiet sense of retreat. Observing the surface of the water more closely, I notice the intricate details of the wave patterns, the way the light plays upon each ripple and crest. The texture is constantly shifting, never static, always in motion, reflecting the ever-changing sky above. Occasionally, a seabird swoops low over the water, its white form a fleeting contrast against the gray tones. The gentle lapping of water against the hull of the ferry creates a soft, rhythmic sound, a natural soundtrack to the journey. The water's surface holds a quiet, captivating beauty. The ferry continues its passage to Bainbridge Island, the journey unfolding at a relaxed and unhurried pace, allowing time for reflection. The ride is a gentle transition, a movement away from the urban energy towards the anticipated tranquility of the island. The fresh breezes of Puget Sound carry a sense of peace and openness, a gentle washing away of any lingering tension. This ferry crossing itself feels like a mindful interlude, a pause between experiences. Bainbridge Island awaits, promising a different kind of peaceful exploration. Chapter 6. Bainbridge Island Garden. Disembarking from the ferry onto Bainbridge Island, the air immediately feels different, softer and infused with the scent of pine trees. The pace here is noticeably slower, a tranquil contrast to the city just across the water. The sounds are muted, the gentle rustling of leaves and distant birdsong replacing the urban hum. I walk slowly from the ferry terminal, following a path that leads towards the heart of the island. Anticipation for the garden visit creates a sense of peaceful quiet within me. The island's serene atmosphere envelops me as I walk onward. The entrance to the garden is understated, a simple wooden gate nestled amongst tall evergreens. Stepping through the gate feels like entering a different world, a sanctuary of green and tranquility. A gravel path winds gently ahead, inviting exploration deeper into the garden's embrace. Sunlight filters softly through the canopy of trees overhead, dappling the path in gentle light and shadow. The air is cool and moist, carrying the rich aroma of damp earth and foliage. A sense of profound peace settles over me as I begin to wander. Following the winding path, I am surrounded by a diverse array of plants, each flourishing in this peaceful haven. Ferns unfurl their delicate fronds, their textures ranging from velvety soft to intricately patterned. Tall trees stand sentinel, their branches reaching high towards the sky, their leaves rustling softly in the gentle breeze. Flowers in muted hues bloom along the path's edge, adding subtle pops of color to the verdant landscape. The garden unfolds slowly, revealing its beauty at every turn. Nature's artistry is evident in each leaf and petal I observe. The sounds within the garden are soft and calming, a symphony of natural whispers. Birdsong fills the air, a chorus of melodies from unseen feathered creatures. The gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze creates a soothing, rhythmic backdrop. A small stream trickles nearby, its water flowing over smooth stones, adding a gentle liquid murmur. The absence of city noises is profound, replaced by the quiet music of the natural world. The garden's soundscape invites a deep sense of inner stillness. Continuing along the path, I notice subtle details that might be easily missed if one were rushing. The intricate patterns of moss growing on tree bark, the delicate veins on a fallen leaf, the tiny droplets of water clinging to fern fronds. Each detail is a miniature work of art, revealing the beauty present in even the smallest elements of nature. Stopping to observe these details brings a sense of mindful appreciation for the intricacies of the natural world. Taking time to notice these small wonders deepens the sense of peace. Reaching a fork in the path, I choose the direction that leads deeper into a shaded area, drawn by a sense of quiet invitation. The path becomes narrower, winding between larger trees, creating a sense of enclosure and intimacy. The air here is even cooler and more shaded, a welcome respite from the diffused sunlight. A sense of mystery and quiet anticipation builds as I continue to walk deeper into this part of the garden. The deeper I venture, the more tranquil and secluded it feels. Emerging from the shaded path, I discover a small clearing with a simple wooden bench nestled beneath a large maple tree. The bench offers a perfect vantage point overlooking a quiet section of the garden, a space designed for peaceful contemplation. Deciding to pause for a moment, I sit down on the bench, feeling the smooth, cool wood beneath me. The view before me is a tapestry of green, a peaceful panorama of natural beauty. This quiet spot feels like a sanctuary within a sanctuary. Sitting quietly on the bench, I allow myself to simply be present in this peaceful garden. The gentle sounds of nature surround me. The soft breeze whispers through the leaves, and the birds continue their melodies. Closing my eyes for a moment, I breathe deeply, inhaling the fresh, clean air of the garden, feeling a sense of deep relaxation settling within. This quiet garden on Bainbridge Island is a true haven, a place of restorative peace and natural beauty. The garden's tranquility offers a profound sense of calm and well-being. Chapter 7. Discovery Park Walk. Leaving the tranquility of Bainbridge Island, I return to Seattle, making my way to Discovery Park. a green expanse within the city limits. The drive to the park entrance winds through residential streets that gradually transition to a more natural setting. Entering the park feels like stepping away from the urban environment once more, trading city sounds for the rustle of leaves. A sense of anticipation for a walk in nature rises within me, a desire to explore this urban wilderness. Discovery Park promises a different kind of peace, a natural refuge within the city. Stepping out of the car at the trailhead, the air is noticeably fresh and carries the distinct scent of pine and damp earth. Towering evergreen trees surround the parking area, creating a sense of enclosure and immersion in nature. The sounds of traffic fade quickly behind, replaced by the gentle whisper of wind through the trees. Sunlight filters softly through the dense canopy overhead, casting dappled patterns on the forest floor. A quiet stillness pervades the air, inviting a slower pace and deeper breath. The transition from city to park is immediate and calming. Beginning my walk along the designated trail, the path is soft underfoot, covered with pine needles and fallen leaves. The trail winds gently uphill, leading deeper into the heart of the park's forested area. Trees line both sides of the path, creating a green tunnel that envelops me in nature's embrace. The undergrowth is lush and varied, ferns and mosses carpeting the forest floor, adding layers of texture and color. Each step forward takes me further into this natural sanctuary. The path invites a mindful and unhurried exploration. The sounds of the forest become more distinct as I walk deeper into Discovery Park, a symphony of natural whispers. Birdsong echoes through the trees, a diverse chorus of melodies from hidden creatures above. The gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze provides a constant, soothing background hum. Occasionally, the distant sound of waves crashing on the shore reaches my ears, a reminder of the proximity to Puget Sound. The overall soundscape is one of profound peace and natural harmony. The forest's quiet sounds promote a sense of inner calm. As the trail continues to ascend, glimpses of blue begin to appear through the trees, hinting at the presence of Puget Sound beyond the forest. Patches of sunlight break through the canopy, illuminating sections of the trail and creating moments of brightness amidst the shade. The anticipation of reaching a viewpoint overlooking the water grows with each step, a promise of wider vistas. The glimpses of blue water act as a gentle guide, drawing me further along the path. The forest feels like a pathway leading to a greater expanse. The terrain begins to change subtly, becoming slightly steeper as the trail approaches the bluff overlooking the sound. The vegetation shifts slightly too, with more open spaces appearing between the trees, allowing more light to filter through. The air feels even fresher and more open as we climb higher, carrying a stronger scent of the sea. The sounds of waves crashing become more distinct now, a louder and more constant presence. The sense of approaching the edge of the park and a wider view is palpable. The anticipation of the vista becomes stronger with each step. Finally, the trail opens up to a clearing at the edge of the bluff, revealing a breathtaking panoramic view of Puget Sound stretching out before me. The vast expanse of water is a stunning sight, reflecting the overcast sky in shades of gray and silver. Ferries move like small white toys across the sound, leaving gentle wakes behind them. The islands in the distance are clearly visible now, green shapes rising from the water's surface. The vista is expansive and calming, a reward for the gentle climb through the forest. The view from the bluff is truly expansive and serene. Standing at the viewpoint, taking in the vastness of Puget Sound, a sense of peace and awe washes over me. The experience of being surrounded by nature within the city is a unique and calming one. Discovery Park offers a refuge from the urban bustle, a place to reconnect with the natural world and find moments of quiet contemplation. The gentle breezes from the sound carry a feeling of openness and tranquility. This walk in Discovery Park has been a restorative interlude, a reminder of the peace found in nature even within a city's embrace. The park's natural beauty provides a profound sense of calm. Chapter 8. Coffee Shop Reflection. Leaving the open expanse of Discovery Park, I seek out a local coffee shop in a quieter neighborhood for a moment of respite. The walk from the park leads me through tree-lined streets, residential areas with a peaceful and unhurried atmosphere. Small houses with gardens and front porches suggest a slower pace of life, a sense of community and calm. The air remains fresh, carrying the lingering scent of evergreens and damp earth. The transition from park to neighborhood feels gentle and natural, maintaining the day's tranquil rhythm. Finding a small independent coffee shop tucked away on a corner, it exudes a warm and inviting ambiance. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee drifts out onto the sidewalk, a comforting and welcoming scent. Stepping inside, the atmosphere is cozy and softly lit, with comfortable chairs and quiet corners. The gentle murmur of conversations and soft background music create a relaxed soundscape. This space feels like a haven from the outside world, a perfect place for quiet reflection. The coffee shop promises a moment of peaceful pause in my day. I order a simple cup of black coffee from the friendly barista, the process unhurried and pleasant. The sound of the espresso machine whirring softly is a comforting and familiar sound in such spaces. Taking my coffee, I search for a seat near the window, hoping to observe the local neighborhood life. A comfortable armchair becomes available, offering a view of the street outside and the gentle activity of passers-by. Settling into the chair, I take a deep breath, appreciating the warmth and quiet atmosphere. The coffee cup feels warm in my hands, a comforting sensation. From my window seat, I watch the gentle rhythm of neighborhood life unfold at its own pace. People stroll along the sidewalks, some walking dogs, others chatting quietly together. Cars pass by slowly, the sounds muffled by the distance and the cafe's thick glass windows. The light outside remains soft and diffused under the overcast sky, casting a muted glow over everything. There is a sense of unhurried activity, a gentle flow of everyday life that is calming to observe. The scene outside the window is a quiet study in urban serenity. Taking a slow sip of my coffee, the taste is rich and smooth, a welcome warmth spreading through me. The aroma rises from the cup, a comforting and grounding scent that enhances the sense of calm. The warmth of the mug in my hands is a tactile comfort, a simple pleasure in this quiet moment. Allowing my gaze to drift around the coffee shop, I notice the subtle details of the interior. Bookshelves line one wall, filled with well-loved volumes inviting quiet browsing. The soft background music plays on, a gentle melody without words, adding to the overall sense of peacefulness. Other patrons are quietly engaged in their own activities, reading, working on laptops, or chatting in low voices. The atmosphere is one of shared quietude, a communal appreciation for a calm and relaxing space. There is a sense of gentle connection with these fellow patrons, united in this shared desire for peace. The coffee shop environment fosters a sense of tranquility and ease. My thoughts begin to drift, reflecting on my experiences in Seattle so far, the gentle breezes and quiet moments encountered, the vastness of Puget Sound, the vibrancy of Pike Place Market in the morning light, the peaceful gardens of Bainbridge Island, and the natural refuge of Discovery Park all come to mind. Each location has offered a different facet of Seattle's character, revealing layers of tranquility and subtle beauty. The city, despite its urban nature, holds many pockets of peace waiting to be discovered. These reflections bring a sense of quiet gratitude for these experiences. Finishing my coffee, I feel a sense of gentle contentment and peacefulness settle within me. The coffee shop has provided a perfect interlude, a moment to pause, reflect, and recharge before continuing my exploration. The quiet atmosphere and the warm beverage have created a soothing space for inner stillness. Stepping back out into the Seattle afternoon, I feel refreshed and ready to embrace whatever the rest of the day may bring. This simple coffee shop visit has been a small but significant moment of peace. Chapter 9. Packing and Farewell View. Returning to the hotel room, a sense of quiet finality settles in as I prepare to depart from Seattle. The room feels familiar now, a temporary haven that has offered comfort and peace during my stay. The view of Elliott Bay from the window remains as captivating as ever, a constant source of gentle movement and shifting light. The act of packing begins, a slow and deliberate process of gathering my belongings and closing this chapter of my journey. Each item I handle evokes a memory of my time in this city, small echoes of experiences. Opening my suitcase, I begin to fold and place my clothes inside, each action performed with mindful attention. The fabrics feel familiar against my fingers, soft cotton and sturdy denim, tangible reminders of my travels. Organizing my belongings feels like organizing my thoughts, jungling the impressions and moments I have gathered during my time in Seattle. There is a quiet satisfaction in this process of bringing order and closure to this part of the journey. Packing is not just a task, but a form of quiet reflection and gentle preparation for departure. As I fold a sweater, I recall the cool breezes of Puget Sound on the ferry to Bainbridge Island, the feeling of the wind on my face. Packing my walking shoes brings to mind the soft trails of Discovery Park and the panoramic view from the bluff. Each item triggers a subtle sensory memory, a brief re-experiencing of the moments I have cherished. These small recollections weave together, creating a tapestry of gentle impressions from my time in Seattle. The memories are soft and peaceful, reflecting the overall tone of my visit. Moving to the small desk in the room, I gather my notebooks and travel journal, placing them carefully in my bag. These pages hold the written traces of my thoughts and observations, capturing snippets of sensory details and internal reflections. Flipping through the pages briefly, I see sketches and notes that bring back moments of market vibrancy, garden tranquility, and waterfront serenity. The journal serves as a tangible record of my inner and outer explorations in Seattle. It holds the quiet essence of my journey through this city. Turning towards the window, I pause my packing to take one last lingering look at the view of Elliott Bay. The light has shifted slightly, the overcast sky now tinged with a softer, warmer hue as afternoon approaches. The water continues its gentle movement, small waves rippling and catching the light, creating ever-changing patterns. Ferries still glide across the sound, their steady journeys a comforting rhythm in the expansive vista. The view is a constant source of tranquility, a peaceful farewell. Observing the water more closely, I notice the subtle details of the wave patterns, the way they interact with the shoreline and the distant islands. The colors of the water shift subtly too, reflecting the changing light in the varying depths. Seagulls circle overhead, their calls softer now, a gentle maritime serenade. The air through the slightly open window feels fresh and carries the faint scent of the sea and damp earth. This final view imprints itself on my memory, a lasting image of Seattle's gentle beauty. With a quiet sense of completion, I finish packing my bag, zipping it closed and placing it near the door. A final check of the room ensures nothing is left behind, a simple act of thoroughness and respect for the space. Taking one last look around the room, I acknowledge the peaceful haven it has provided, a temporary home in this northwestern city. A gentle feeling of gratitude arises for the quiet comfort and the serene views I have experienced here. It is time to depart, carrying these peaceful moments with me. Checking out at the front desk is a brief and quiet exchange, a simple farewell to the hotel staff. Stepping back out onto the Seattle streets, the air feels familiar now. The city sounds no longer entirely new. A sense of gentle transition accompanies me as I begin my walk back towards King Street Station, the next stage of my journey awaiting. The gentle breezes of Seattle seem to whisper a soft farewell as I walk onward. The time in Seattle is drawing to a peaceful close, leaving behind a sense of quiet contentment. Chapter 10: Seattle Departure. Settling into my seat on the Wanderer. Once more, a familiar sense of calm returns as the train prepares for departure. The gentle rocking motion begins, a subtle movement that signals the start of our journey onward. The sounds of the station fade slightly as the train slowly pulls away from the platform. Outside the window, King Street Station recedes into the distance, its brick facade a final glimpse of arrival point. A quiet anticipation for the journey ahead mixes with peaceful reflection on Seattle. The departure from Seattle is gentle and unhurried. Looking out the window, the cityscape of Seattle unfolds as the train moves further from King Street Station. Buildings of varying heights and styles pass by, a brief panorama of urban architecture. The Space Needle, once a distant landmark, now stands more prominently against the skyline, a slender white tower. Cars move along streets below, tiny streams of motion in the urban grid. The city is a tapestry of concrete, glass, and steel, momentarily visible from the train. The urban landscape is a fleeting backdrop to departure. As the train gains momentum, the details of the cityscape begin to blur slightly, softening into broader shapes and colors. Individual buildings merge into a collective urban form, a dense and intricate structure. The sounds of the city become a more generalized hum, a background murmur rather than distinct noises. The urban energy, while still present, begins to recede as distance grows. The city's imprint fades gently as the wanderer moves onward. Seattle is slowly transitioning from present to memory. Gradually, the urban landscape gives way to more suburban scenes, houses with gardens and trees lining the streets appearing. Green spaces become more frequent, patches of parkland and wooded areas breaking up the built environment. The atmosphere outside the window shifts from concrete and steel to more natural elements, trees and greenery becoming dominant. The city's edge is softening, transitioning into the surrounding landscapes. Nature reclaims the view as the train leaves the urban core. Reflecting on my time in Seattle, the phrase "gentle breezes" comes to mind, capturing the essence of my experience. It was not a city of dramatic pronouncements or overwhelming energy, but one of subtle charms and quiet moments. The breezes from Puget Sound, the soft light filtering through the overcast skies, and the unhurried pace of life all contributed to this feeling. Seattle offered a gentle atmosphere, a peaceful rhythm that resonated deeply. The city's tranquility is its own unique characteristic. Memories of specific places drift through my mind, each associated with this gentle atmosphere. The vibrant yet calm energy of Pike Place Market in the early morning, the profound tranquility of the Bainbridge Island garden, and the peaceful solitude of Discovery Park walks. Each experience was marked by a sense of quiet beauty and subtle sensory details, reinforcing the gentle theme. These moments of peace, gathered throughout my stay, now form a cohesive impression of Seattle. The memories are soft echoes of tranquil experiences. Seattle, I realize, is a city that balances urban life with a strong connection to nature, creating a unique sense of place. The presence of water, mountains, and forests infuses the city with a natural calmness, even amidst its urban activity. The gentle breezes, both literal and metaphorical, seem to permeate the atmosphere, shaping the city's character. This balance and gentleness are what I will remember most about Seattle, a peaceful harmony. The city offered a unique blend of nature and urbanity. As the wanderer continues its journey, carrying me away from Seattle, a feeling of quiet gratitude settles within me. For the gentle breezes, the peaceful moments, and the subtle beauty of this northwestern city, I am thankful. The journey onward promises new landscapes and experiences, yet the tranquility of Seattle will remain a peaceful memory. Looking forward to the next destination, I carry with me the gentle spirit of this place. Seattle's peace will travel with me as the wanderer moves on.